and welcome back. Thank you for joining us for another episode of 20 Years, 20 Voices, Stories from the Lifelong Learning Centre. If this is the first episode you've listened to, well, I've got good news for you. There are lots of other episodes that you can go back and listen to, but we're really grateful to have you here for this one. And we've got a really exciting guest joining me today. So these podcast episodes are all about celebrating the last 20 years of the Lifelong Learning Centre. As I record this, we're actually now in 21 years of the Lifelong Learning Centre. So it's a super exciting anniversary for us. And we wanted to celebrate it by talking to the people who have been a huge part of our community, because that is absolutely at the heart of everything we do at the Lifelong Learning Centre. So we want you to hear from the people who make us the place that we are and hear about their stories and their journeys with the Lifelong Learning Centre. So I'm the host. I'm Lauren. I'm the Student Experience Officer in the Lifelong Learning Centre. But you don't want to hear about me. You want to hear about our lovely guest who's here. So please, guest, could you introduce yourself to our lovely listeners and share a bit about your connection to the Lifelong Learning Centre?
Hi Lauren, I'm Cheryl. I've studied Child and Family Studies part-time for the past 5 years in the LLC. My graduation ceremony is actually the week after next, very exciting. I've been the school rep for the LLC this year along with Pete. I've also volunteered throughout the 5 years doing things like learning champions, being the course rep and other volunteering roles. And I have just started a student research experience placement working with Tom, Vivian and Ryan over the summer.
So many things. You are absolutely one of those students who is just involved with everything. My favourite kind of student. And Cheryl will always turn up to events that I run as well. So big fan of you, Cheryl. I really appreciate you doing the podcast with me as well. Of course you're here, but you've been doing a part-time degree, so it means that we've had 5 years of you, which is brilliant, and it's been really nice to see your journey along that time. And I believe you're staying as well to do a master's degree. Can't get enough of it.
No, you can't get rid of me.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to, Cheryl. So, as you've had so much experience with the Lifelong Learning Centre, this will probably be quite a hard question to answer. But do you have a favourite memory or a highlight from your time at the Lifelong Learning Centre, and why?
So I have so many memories from the last 5 years, from the everyday memories of just normal days being in the LLC, to meeting staff and students, to attending the classes, to going to events, to school rep experiences, even the lovely memories of just walking through campus in the sunshine, just alone with my own thoughts, just absolutely thousands of memories. But reading back through the journal that I've kept for the last 5 years has kind of highlighted how much my confidence has grown over my time, continuously as well, step by step throughout the time in the LLC. I believe this has happened because of the support I've been given from all of the LLC staff. The whole team kind of show that they believed in me, and the confidence they had in me was quite contagious. So I began believing in myself and having confidence in myself. This has had a positive impact, not just academically, but in my work life and in my personal life. I've just sort of blossomed as a person. The confidence led to me then speaking at 2 conferences this year. And when I started at university 5 years ago, there was absolutely no way I thought I could do that. I didn't even speak out in class, in small classes. So to speak at the front of a conference is such an amazing thing for me to have done. I co-presented with Rebecca at the Student Education Conference, which was an absolutely fantastic experience. And then after that, I presented my own research from the dissertation at the undergraduate conference. At the end of my presentation, I stood and got asked lots of questions, and just standing there answering those questions, I felt so confident and capable, and everyone seemed so interested in my research. It was absolutely amazing. I walked out completely on cloud nine. So I suppose the highlight for me has been reflecting back on how the Lifelong Learning Centre facilitated the growth of my confidence, which I'm really grateful for, and also really proud of myself.
As you should be. Oh, that has been so lovely to listen to, Cheryl. And I'm so glad that you can recognise that in yourself as well, because obviously, like as staff, we see that frequently with students. We see how much they blossom, and I like to think, as I do a lot of the kind of co-curricular stuff and all of those extra opportunities and trying to like cheerlead and nudge people to get involved with all of that stuff, I can see how once somebody kind of says yes to one thing, they're like, oh, maybe I could do this other thing. And it just kind of opens up all of these doors, and you see all of, you just get those opportunities kind of appear to you. The more that you are going in spaces with different people, the more you're stepping out of your comfort zone, the bigger it gets, I always say. And it's so lovely to hear you kind of say all of those things that we see in you back and recognize it in yourself, and take a moment to be like, oh my gosh, I've achieved all of these things, and I'm actually really, really proud of myself, because you really should be, and we're all so proud of you.
That feeling of pride, it's quite addictive as well, so it makes you just want to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
It really, what am I going to achieve next? I'm sure there is so many more achievements on the horizon for you, Cheryl. I have no doubt about it, and I can't wait to see them all. But it is so lovely as staff to see students really make the most of all of those opportunities and see how it affects them personally in so many ways, because like you said, it's not just how you approach your university experience. It really does go into how you then approach life and your confidence of going, oh yeah, actually I can stand up to this or make a change in this space, and getting to see what our students achieve is just brilliant. Oh, I loved listening to that. I could talk about it all day, but we've got 3 questions to get through, so I've got another one for you, Cheryl. How would you describe the Lifelong Learning Centre in 3 words, and why?
So I found this really, really hard, a lot harder than it probably should have been. So I apologise, but I've kind of done my own interpretation of the question. So
we'll allow it.
I wrote down a very long list of words that I could come up with and then tried to pick 3 out, but couldn't. So I'll tell you some of the words and then I'll bring it all together at the end. So I came up with collaborative, inclusive, supportive, encouraging, advocating, accepting, kind, safe, life-changing, and then I got to the word enabling, because the LLC enables opportunities and experiences. It enables self-discovery and confidence building and many other things. So to pull all of those words together into 3 words, I had to come up with a phrase, and I came up with the phrase feels like home, which is 3 words, but it's a phrase. So to expand on that, the Lifelong Learning Centre is like a base full of all those words that I've mentioned and lots of other positive words that I didn't mention. It's a home that I've kind of gone out from to explore the wider world of the university and beyond, safe in the knowledge that it's still there waiting for me when I get back to, kind of celebrate me. The resource centre kind of acts like the hub of the family or the living room of the home. It's a place where kind of everybody comes together to share stories, to support and celebrate each other. So to me, all of those words describe it, but the one overriding word of it all is home.
Oh, I love that, Cheryl, and I really appreciate your take on that question. It was so lovely to listen to. And home has come up a lot in the podcast that myself and Antonio have recorded. I feel like we just need to kind of bottle up everything you just said then and use it to market everything the Lifelong Learning Centre does, because you've perfectly summed up everything that we are trying to achieve. So it's very nice to hear that it's kind of landing like that, and it is making you feel like you belong here and like you have a home and you have a safe place to be and a place where we all support you. And I love the analogy of the resource centre as the living room. I'm never going to see it the same. It's really lovely to chat to somebody about what a positive experience that they have had. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I had wondered about maybe going and speaking to the Lifelong Learning Centre or going to see what they're about, no better advocate than Cheryl. So hopefully you're on the phone in a second, booking an appointment to come and chat to somebody or popping in to come and say hello. Do get in touch with us if you have any questions about the work that we do. We love talking. Everyone's just as chatty as we have been on this podcast. But thank you so much for sharing with us, Cheryl. It's been lovely talking to you, as it always is.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. No, thank you for taking the time to record this with me. And again, if it's your first time listening, do go back to our SoundCloud or our YouTube page and have a look at all of the other episodes. We've got students on there, alumni, staff members, past and present, lots of people who have been a part of the Lifelong Learning Centre's long history now of 21 years. So do go and have a listen. And hopefully I will see you at the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.